Hello everybody and welcome to another Unreal Engine tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a moving platform. This typical sort of thing you see in sort of 3D platform games like Crash Bandicoot and that sort of thing. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm just using a first person shooter template. So yeah, you can use this. This works with third person or anything else really, so it doesn't matter which one you're in, but I'm using first person with starter content. But yeah, let's start then. So first of all, we're going to need to actually create a blueprint for the moving platform. So down at the bottom, right click in a blank space and go to blueprint class, and we want to add an actor blueprint. So click that in and then name it. I'm going to call mine moving underscore platform underscore BP. I'm going to open that up, and we see the typical blueprint layout. I'm going to add, so click on add component, I'm going to add a static mesh, which is going to be our platform. So I'm going to name it platform. Okay, and then for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to use the floor 400 by 400. So it's just there. I'm going to use that, and that gives us this. Now, obviously in your own project you would probably have a model for a platform already that you want to use. In this case we are just going to use this. So that's the only component that we actually need for this. So we can just compile that. First of all, we are going to want a couple of variables to be able to get this thing moving. So down here in the variables section, if you click add new variable, the first one that we're going to make is going to be used a bit later on, but I'm going to call it preview end question mark. Okay, preview end. Let's make that preview end loc. Okay, and compile. Default value of this can be left off. We're also going to need, click add variable again. We are going to need a start loc for location, and this variable needs to be a vector. So choose vector from the list. Again, hit compile, and then we're also going to add another variable and call this one end loc. Compile. Now the ending loc, I'm going to set the default value of the ending loc, I don't know, just like 100, just so it's not in the same place as the start loc, and that'll make sense shortly. So on the end loc, set the default value of Z to 100. Okay, starting loc can just be all 0, that's fine, and then preview end loc can be false by default, so don't tick that box. All three of these variables we are going to want to make public so that we can see them out in the main editor. So click on these icons here so that they show up with these eyes, and then both the start and end loc variables, you need to make sure that you tick show 3D widget. So do that on both of those, and then hit compile. Okay, so let's just have a look at it in the level at the minute. So drag it into the level. As you can see our start loc and end loc variables there, and we've got these shapes that we can move around. Now that's all well and good, but at the minute the platform isn't moving to either of these. It's just wherever the root of the blueprint is. So we need to change that and give it some information on where it should be positioned. To do that, I'm going to go into the construction script. Okay, and if you followed my my lights with light switch tutorial, this is kind of similar, but not quite. It's a little bit different. So we know that we want to we want the platform to be positioned at the starting location, or if the preview end loc variable is turned to true, we want it to be shown at the end location. So let's set that up, and then I'll sort of demonstrate what it does. Get the platform from the side, drag it in, drag off the blue pin, and search for set relative, and we just want set relative location. Okay, So this is a set relative location. That goes in there. And, oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Hold on. Because we need something else first. We need 2 of these. So select these and copy them with Control W. Okay, we need 1 for the starting location and 1 for the end. So just simply grab start loc and plug it into the bottom one. And grab end loc and plug it into the top one. It's important that you get this the right way around. So do it this. Make sure you do this the same way that I've done it here. Okay, so end loc at the top, start loc at the bottom. And then we're going to add in a branch. So we can do that a couple of ways. One of them is to drag off of here and type branch. And it's this one. Okay. Alternatively, you can hold down the B key on the keyboard and left click. And that will also add in a branch. It's up to you which way you do it. Either way is fine. And then we want the true to go into end loc and false to go into the starting loc. However, the branch needs a condition at the minute because at the minute it's just got this default tick box with a tick in it. So it's always going to come out as true. We want to use our preview end loc boolean. So stick that on there. So if preview end loc is set to true, it will put the platform at the end location. If it's false, it will keep it at the start location. So that's simple enough. I'm going to hit compile. Okay, so now if we come back out into the level, into our level editor, we can see, because we made those variables public, over on the side here, we can see them. We've got our start loc, our end loc, and then the preview end loc. So at the minute, the platform is positioned at the starting location. If I tick preview end loc, there, you see that? It's now jumped up to where the end loc is, and now I can literally grab end loc and move it wherever I want. So let's say we want this platform to get us up to the top of here. So I'm going to move the platform so that it is just touching this wall, and it's low down so I can get on it. Okay, and then I'm going to tick preview end loc. And as you can see, it's not quite high enough. There's a bit of a step here. So let's click on the end loc diamond shape here, the end loc widget, and move it up until it is pretty much, yeah, that's close enough for this. I mean, it's clipping slightly, but that's not a huge issue. In fact, we could always just nudge the whole blueprint backwards a little bit. There we go. Yeah, something like that. Okay, but now we can see that at the end of its path, it is going to be, pretty much lined up there. And I can turn preview end off to make sure it looks okay when it's at the bottom as well. All right. So now we've got it so that it is doing a start and end location, but it's not actually going to move at all. If I play the game, it doesn't move. It's just stuck at the bottom. Or it'll be, if I left that box ticked, it'll be stuck up there. So we need to actually program it to move. So let's do that. So if we go back into the moving platform blueprint, and this time we're going to go to the event graph. So just remember, construction script is more blueprints for what happens in the editor. An event graph is actually stuff that happens in the game, like during runtime. So we're normally, I delete all these, but actually I'm going to keep the top one. So delete the begin overlap and the event tick, but keep the begin play. And I'm going to show you how to create custom events now as well. So I'm going to create a new custom event. I'm going to right click in a blank space and search custom. And you'll see one called add custom event. So I'm going to add that in, and I'm going to name this event move up. Put that there. I'm going to create another custom event. I'm going to call this one move down. Okay. So we have move up and we have move down. And then off of event begin play, I'm going to do, if I search for move up, it now shows up as a function. Look, there it is, move up. So this node will essentially fire this off. Event begin play, by the way, in case you don't know, this literally fires off as soon as this this actor, this blueprint exists in the game, it will fire this event off. So straight away, as soon as the game starts, basically it's going to fire move up and then do whatever move up tells it to do. So for this, we are going to simply need a move component 2 node. So if you get your platform, drag it in here, drag off of the pin, and search move component 2. There it is. So move component 2. And then plug move up into the move bit there. Okay, but it needs to know where to move it to, and that's where these variables come in as well. So this is it moving up, so we actually want it to go to its end location. Okay, so plug in end location. Also going to do ease in and ease out. That just makes it look a bit smoother when it moves, rather than it moving at the same static speed all the time. It sort of starts quickly, slows down a bit, and then does the same at the other end. Over time, this is basically how long do you want it to take for the lift to go up or down. So you can either manually type in here, or you could create a variable. So I could right click here on the green bit, on the green pin, and do promote to variable, and that will create a new float variable for me, and I could call that platform speed. So I could call it platform speed, and compile, and then set it to, so remember this is basically how long it takes in seconds for it to get from the start to the end. So I'm going to set mine to 5 seconds, so it'd be a little bit of a slow platform, but that'll be fine. Okay, and then basically to get it to move down, we essentially just copy this and change the end loop for the start loop. So let's do that. If we select these nodes, press Ctrl W, that will copy it. We can place it down here, plug in the move down, and then swap end loop, so delete that, and replace it with start loop. Okay, then hit compile. Now that's all well and good. So far though, all it's going to do is when it plays, it's going to run move up. Move up is going to move the platform to the top, but then it doesn't do anything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to do move down. So if we search for move down, it comes up. And then off this one, we want move up. So then it will basically be forever in a loop. So once this one will start it off, the begin play starts it off, moves it up. When it gets to the top, it triggers move down, so it will go to the bottom. When move down is triggered, it will move down and then fire move up, and it will basically just keep looping over and over. So let's have a look and see how that looks now. I'm going to hit play. So yeah, there we go, it's moving. And then moving down again. So that's fine. You may want it to stop at the top and the bottom though for a little bit, because at the minute, literally as soon as it gets to the top, it starts moving back down again. So it depends. If you want a little delay on the platform, let's go back to our blueprint. All you need is just here, before it triggers the move down, is to literally have a node called delay. So search for delay, and that literally has just a time duration thing in here. So let's say we want it to stay at the top for, we'll call it 5 seconds again. Okay, and then we also need one of these. So let's copy it with Ctrl W. Let's have one of these on here as well. Okay, I'm going to compile again. And then we'll just check. So hit play. Platform's moving up. Gets to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ish. I was probably counting a bit too fast, but there we go. Yeah, and it comes back down. And it stops at the bottom for around 5 seconds, and then it should move up again. There we go. And because of the model that we used and stuff, this already has collision on it, so I should be able to step into, onto the platform. So I can step on it. Okay. This is going to move me up. And there you are. The only thing I'm not sure what's going to happen is if I step underneath it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it just basically just passes through me and glitches me up. So it doesn't break too much. Okay, so that is a moving platform. Now this can obviously work for horizontal as well. So if I just come out of the level, let's make a copy of one of these. And you can chain things together. Look, if I preview that one to the end, I'm going to make this one start about roughly the same. I could copy the Z axis, but I'm just going to leave it there. But yeah, end location, I could set this. I'm going to see what start is. So it starts at 471. So if I put this at 471 as well. Oh, no, that's local. What am I thinking? Of course, sorry, that would be 0. We don't want it to move. This time I want this to be like a horizontal platform. So let's make it go over to here. In fact, let's preview the end location so we can see where it's going to be. And then have it basically go up to this wall. Actually, no, I'm gonna have that go there. Okay, and then I am going to copy that blueprint again. Okay, so there might be some timing that needs working out on these. But let's just see. You'll get the picture. So I'm going to move this here. And then let's preview the end location. That needs to go down a little bit there. Okay. Turn off the preview end locations. All right, so we've got 3 platforms. Let's see what happens now. So it knocks the boxes over. Okay, so you can see we've got these 3 platforms. However, the timing, it needs a bit of work because that one needs to be up there when that one's there, and vice versa. So we need to work out how to do that. Okay, so in this case, we basically need to for this one here, we need to kind of swap the start and end locations over. So I'm gonna copy the. Actually, no. Let's just put the end location back to. Oh no. Hang on. If I copy that, and set that to 0, and then on the start location, put that in. There we go. That's swapped them round. So let's see if that's going to work any better. So it starts there, comes across to meet there. Could probably change the delay time, to be honest, but still, let's hop on this platform. It's going to raise up. You can walk across to this platform. Yeah, the 5-second delays are probably a bit much. And then across onto that one. And then we can get outside the map. Not that there's anything out here, but yeah. So there we go. So that's moving platforms in their most basic form. So, like I say, these work in any direction. You could have them going like diagonally and stuff like that if you want to as well. So yeah, have a go and see what you can do with them. Okay, thank you everybody so much for watching. I will see you in the next tutorial that I do. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you.